Hey, what's up everyone, it's me Robert, and today I'm bringing another classic camera review. This one's not super classic in the fact that it's not that old compared to some of the other cameras I review, that is, and that is the Yashica L AF Date. And this is a compact camera from the 80s. It's a Yashica, but this is at the point where they were already merged with Kyocera. So this would be at the same point where Yashica and Contax were making stuff like the T. So it's basically a compact point and shoot bare bones camera. When you look at this thing, there's not a lot here to do. There is basically a shutter button or a wind button, and there is a timer as well, and a data back, which I never use, but that's also available on here. It's a fixed focal length. It's 32 millimeters, and the maximum aperture is f3.5. So this camera, not a lot to say about it. It's super simple, incredibly basic, but I got this one for only about $5, and I already had a battery. It takes a 2CR5, and that's probably more expensive than this camera at this point, because those batteries run around like $13-14. So all you gotta do is just flip this guy and it's on, and then boom, it's all automatic, and then whoa, it's checking for film. There's no film in here, and then boom, you can take a picture. And I actually enjoyed this quite a bit. I did some street shooting in Hakodate with this, and you know, it's one of those things that everyone always says. You have a giant DSLR and people are like, what are you doing? Like, don't take my picture. You have a funky little weird 80s camera and people are like, huh, that's weird, he's taking a picture. And so it gave me a lot of opportunities to take some great shots. The lens is sharp, really sharp. You know, Yashica is probably best known for the Electro 35, and I had one of those before as well. And which camera took better pictures? This one. No doubt about it. This took way better pictures. They were super crisp. Of course, it's autofocus, you know, auto exposure. I looked online and tried to find like what's the maximum shutter speed of this camera, and I couldn't find anything, unfortunately. But in general, I was really happy with this camera. It's extremely simple, it's light, it's compact, got the cool side strap thing going on, which a lot of the compacts do of that time. I find a lot of these made in Japan compacts from the late 80s to mid 90s or whatever, in that era, even if you get them for dirt cheap, the chance that everything's working on them is really good. And a lot of the times, especially if it takes not AA batteries, if it takes like I said, like a 2CR5 or something expensive, people will just be like, I don't know if it works, because the battery died in it and they don't want to spend the money to put a new battery in it. But if you own a lot of vintage old cameras and stuff like that, you'll end up with some CR123s, some 2CR5s and stuff like that lying around, and you'll switch them out from camera to camera depending on which you want to use. And that's what I've been doing lately, and can't tell you how much I enjoyed this camera. Check out the design. It's really interesting. I don't know if I could say it's well designed, but it's certainly interesting. I love all the gold accents and the red lines on it. It's something that would not be designed today. It like reeks of 80s-ness, and I find that awesome. I honestly don't know if it was 80s or 90s, but what do you think? This looks like an 80s product to me. So I guess that's it. Really short and sweet, because this is a really basic camera. I'm going to leave you with a couple photos I took with it. So thanks again for watching another one of my classic camera reviews. Have a nice day.